and every single one of you are worthy of it. What separates people from actually attaining that and not attaining that is the work ethic behind it. Because point blank period, you cannot achieve greatness if you don't work your ass off. If you would have told me in college that only 3 years later I would have been making over $100,000 a year making videos, I would have thought you were crazy. So I want to take this time to kind of revisit an old video I did called Making $100,000 a Year Making Videos. Recently, I've been getting quite a few people hitting me up saying that that video helped them so much and that they're now breaking $100,000 for the first time in their career or their life, and that it was thanks to that video that kind of broke it down the numbers and made them realize how feasible and attainable that number really is. So just to revisit that number and what that looks like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but what it says is $100,000 divided by 12 months out of the year, equals $8,333.33. So essentially, every single month for 12 months, you need to make at least $8,333.33 to make $100,000. And so breaking it down like that, and in the video I talk about like then how many video jobs you would need to get a month in order to make that kind of money, and a lot of people it resonated with them of realizing how possible it was. Because I know even back me in college, I think I was making somewhere around $4,000 a month, $5,000, $6,000 just before I moved out to LA. And if you would have told me that a year or two later I could easily make over $100,000 a year, I would have thought you were crazy. So it always seems so impossible or unattainable or unfeasible at first. But if you really, with anything really, but if you really put your mind to it and you work hard, it's way more than attainable, way more feasible than you honestly think it is. This comment from P. Smith here says, this video is for the less informed, you're misleading them. You give the example of, working 15, 16 days out of the month, doing 15 to 16 different jobs to get that $8,333, but you didn't account for the time that it takes to edit 16 videos. You of all people should know to plan, shoot, edit, offload 16 videos is not possible within that time frame. I agree to an extent, but I think he's not understanding that all the way. And the point I'm trying to make is there's days where all I do is DP. So I show up, I shoot the video, go home and get paid. There's times where I'm making money passively off Amazon or any other kind of online thing. Edit something, I get paid to color a video. So not all the time are you going to be planning, shooting, editing, dealing with the client on those 16 videos. So there's plenty of ways to make money that don't involve, a weeks on end planning, prepping, shooting a video. So if you were to just look at it from like low to high end, there's 31 days in a month. Sorry, you guys can't really see this, but the light kind of drowns it out. There's 31 days in a month. If you do anywhere from 10 to 15 gigs, like I was explaining, it could be as simple as getting hired to go shoot a video. It could be as simple as being hired to sit at your computer and edit or color a video or do something like that. Or you're getting hired to fully direct, produce, and create a video. If you do anywhere from 10 to 15 jobs a month at either $500 or upwards of $1,000, then that's anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a month. Now, these are just like super rough numbers, and there's probably a lot of you going, there's no way I'll get 10 to 15 jobs a month. And that's what I would have thought early on when I was just starting video. But now literally every single day of the month, I'm working on something. I'm being hired to shoot something, edit something, color something. I'm working on my companies. Like, it will eventually get there. So to sit there and say like, oh, that'll never happen. I'll never get 10 gigs a month. I can't physically work on 10 to 15 gigs a month. I can't do 20 gigs a month. It's just false. And you have to have the mindset of that eventually you'll get there, because I'm telling you, you will. I was once just a broke college kid just shooting $200 music videos on my T2i, and if you would have told me I would have been where I'm at today or as busy as I am working on so many things, being hired for so many different things, I would have thought you were crazy. But it's just the consistent work over time, and it'll get you there. And just as an example, I asked on my Instagram if this video and the guidelines kind of helped anyone, if anyone's reached over 100,000, or if it's just, if it helped them in any way. And so I just kind of want to read some of these responses that I got here. I've watched that video when it came out. I find myself coming back to it every few months after reanalyzing it. I may have not made that 100K yet, but I'm definitely making more than I've ever made before. It definitely helped out a lot, simply breaking down the numbers. Simple and effective video. Well done. Thanks, Anderson Visuals. Appreciate it. Next, we have Caleb. For sure, bro. Not only did that video help lay out a blueprint, but your videos overall have helped me on my path to realizing my potential and value to the market as a creative. Nothing but respect for what you do. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate it. Go Dwells. This year, finally topped 100K. Was a pure hustle and hard work, though. But I get to film for a living, so no complaints here. Goes back to what I said. If you put in the work, it'll happen. Richie Films helped me a lot, especially when you broke it down on how many videos per month and the budget you need to hit that goal. Never thought of it that way. I made about 50K last year, not exactly there at 100, but almost. I Am Yellow, more than 100K in just 2019. Always followed you and used your tips. Moved from Italy to LA a year ago. Keep it up, inspiration. So yeah, it just goes to show like it is possible if you just look at it and you just break it down and create kind of a blueprint or guide for yourself to stick to. If you're trying to make $8,333 a month and you want to do as little videos as possible, that's basically 8 videos at $1,000. So if you can try and land 8 gigs or videos at $1,000, then go for that. Write that down, make that a goal. Now, if you don't think you can get $1,000 for a gig and you can get 500, just double the number. Do 16 videos at $500. So early on for me, I was, doing music videos for like $400 or $500 when I had a T2I. And so I would sit there and be like, okay, I need to make, I need to do 15 videos a month to get to that $100,000 mark. And so I was just always grinding and working. And then, as I was doing these videos, I started selling online book and my LUTs and was making money passively that way. And then through YouTube. And so I cleared that 100K mark really quickly early on because I made it a goal and I made it an actual plan of action for myself. Because if you just sit back and do nothing and you just like hope it happens, it's not going to happen. You have to create that blueprint, create that plan, and actively every day work on it. Go out, get those jobs, try and do stuff that's going to get you there. And I promise if you do that, if you work hard and you do those things, it will happen. I don't even want to get into kind of what I make now, but even after I made, years ago, that first 100, if you would have told me that even, 3 years from now, you're going to make X amount or more of that, I would have thought you were crazy. But again, the more you focus in on it, zero in on like, okay, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to get more clients, I'm going to start up in my, like once you create that little blueprint for yourself and like something to hold yourself accountable, man, like the possibilities are endless. And every single one of you are worthy of it. What separates people from actually attaining that and not attaining that is the work ethic behind it. Because point blank period, you cannot achieve greatness if you don't work your ass off. Any sort of, celebrity person who's a CEO of a big company, how they got to where they're at is because they worked their ass off. Will Smith talks about it all the time. He's like, the difference between someone who has it and someone who doesn't is that desire to really want it and grind out every single day. All right, guys, well, hope this video helps. That's all I really have to talk about. Any questions, comments below, let me know. Here to help you guys in any way possible. So appreciate you guys for watching if you made it this far. I'm Jakob Owens for the Buff Nerds, and I'm out.